call it, because every couple months there seems to be a new strand. So that causes a different potential depression, because we don't know if we're taking a vaccine, if it's going to work a few months from now. And I can totally get that. I can totally understand. Now, during this time of pandemic or unemployment, a lot of people are just sitting back and kind of letting things happen to them, or kind of letting the government or others tell them how they're supposed to act, what they're supposed to do. Or too many of us are waiting for an employer to call us back with the hopeful potential job opening at least the same pay we made before. And quite frankly, it could be less. Now, we know people are waiting for those extra stimulus checks to come in the mail. And quite frankly, those stimulus checks really belong to people who are not working. Now, we also understand, at least last year when people were being unemployed, they were getting a little extra money on top of their unemployment, and in many cases, making more money than they did when they were actually working. So I don't think there's an absolute fair way to get the stimulus money out there, but we have to get it out there and make it as fair as we can across the board. And I'm just talking a little bit about depression. A lot of us are depressed, obviously, like I said, because of the pandemic, not knowing if we're going to have a job tomorrow, and quite frankly, don't know how the economy's going, up or down, and where we stand or where we sit in all of this craziness and chaos in our lives. Now, you and I should know that when there's chaos, it's a land of opportunity. It's a land to find a need that somebody has and fill it. Find a way to get them what they need or what they want to have a more happy, fruitful life. Now, that's what I want to talk to you a little bit about: a plan B, plan C, plan A, plan whatever. What is your backup plan? If you're really sitting back on your couch or playing video games or watching TV and waiting for someone to call you back to work, shame on you. Shame on you. You should be working on a new skill set. There are so many management certificates you could get out there for almost 75% off, or go back to school or trade school, or join Toastmasters, or become a notary, or start your own business. We live, most of us, at least in America, live in a land of opportunity. Land of opportunity. And a lot of us complain because foreigners come in, they seem to have everything handed to them. And in some cases, you're right. There are grants out there for foreigners coming into our country, and they usually get further ahead, but it's not always the grants. It's because they know this is a land of opportunity, and it gives them more options than they did back home where they came from. And they're eager for knowledge, and they're eager to earn, learn, and do more, and sure, help their family along the way, of course. So why do most Americans, I'm going to say most, let's say many, I don't know the exact number, are lazy and waiting for the handouts? Why are we waiting for someone to say, here's a stimulus check, here's an unemployment check, here's, I don't know, a discount on your energy bill? You and I should almost be embarrassed to ask for a hand-me-out and actually accept it. Now, don't get me wrong. Occasionally there are times, there's babies along the way, you have to feed the kids, divorce, a death in the family, an illness, sickness, and every one of us needs help from time to time. In fact, myself, I lived in a homeless shelter for 6 months. 6 months after I left the military. I'm not going to tell you exactly what happened, but kind of all my money was gone. Don't want to mention it too much, but after 3 or 4 months, I was comfortable. I was saving a little bit of money, and I could have walked out a couple months earlier, but I chose to stay in that shelter just a little bit longer to ensure I had a nest egg, a little savings account saved up, and I had some of these plan Bs that I was talking about in the works. I actually started entrepreneurship. I started buying and selling things at the local swap meet. And then I started writing resumes and cover letters for people in the shelter who were trying to find jobs. And I went one step above that. Sure, I can write a resume. I can write a pretty good resume. I actually drove a lot of people to their interviews. But despite, here's your resume, and they get called up, a lot of people did not know how to interview, did not know how to be prepared for an interview. So when someone would hire me to write them a resume, I would also do an interview. I'd do a nice interview. Okay, what's your name? Why do you like this job? How can we help you get where you want to get to? That was the nice interview. Other interviews, I'd say, okay, what do you know about our company? Why should I hire you? Why are you better than the other person? What can you do to help me make money? You see, the interview was great on both aspects, and you and I have to be prepared for either one. Now, some interviewers don't know how to interview either, and I've interviewed dozens of people for different things I had going on in my life and my career and my entrepreneurship. And sometimes you have to learn how to let someone go, have to learn how to fire someone. You can do it easily, and hopefully the employee makes it easy for you, or sometimes you have to be stern and strong and say, I warned you this could happen if you didn't follow the protocol or the game. Here's the whole point of life. Whether you have the job, waiting for a job, have a stimulus check, have a backup plan, have family and loved ones that support whatever you do, you and I have to know how to kind of go with the punches, go with the flow, but learn to relax. We let too many outsiders tell us how to think, how to act, how to feel. You know how to feel. You know what you're feeling right now, or you should. And sometimes we have to shut the TV off and even social media for a while to learn how to breathe again, to learn how to breathe again, to learn how to truly, truly appreciate what's around us. When's the last time you went for a walk in the park with your child or your spouse? When's the last time you went bowling or just sat back and watched the movie or just sat and read a book? And go outside and read the book if you can. Now, we know a lot of people right now are struggling because of bad weather, the winter, freezing pipes. And right now, Texas is getting hit really hard with that, losing power. And during this pandemic, okay, a lot of us have lost power before and even been frozen, but a lot of these people aren't really working, or they're underemployed, not earning the income that they did in years past. So every extra dollar, every time a blackout, every time you're losing food in the refrigerator, or maybe have to force to stay in a hotel, that's sad. That's depression. That's where you and I need to be empathetic for each other. But I'm going to tell you, time and time again, people come to me with different business opportunities. Hey, want to try this? You want to do that? Hey, you need to go here and bug your friends and family and earn a big income. You and I have opportunity almost every day. Some of it might sound like a little BS, but there are some real opportunity out there. How do we find it? We find someone that has a need. Okay, your food, for instance, you're losing all your food. So who is going to start a food drive to get food for these people? And if you're starting a food drive legitly, and you're starting it to help out hundreds or thousands of people, you can get donations from others to help feed them. That's entrepreneurship. You find a need and you meet it. Like that's where how Uber came about, and some of these others delivering food because their needs. And now in the last year or so, people couldn't really go out to restaurants on a regular basis or were forced to eat outside. And now more and more often, not just the delivery from Pizza Hut or any of those other places, but you can call Uber Eats or some of the other ones out there, and they'll bring food from a lot of different restaurants for you. Someone found a need and they filled it, and they're making a good income because of it. How about back when wine tours started? And I happen to live in wine country, San Luis Obispo, California, wine country. We have more wineries in Napa Valley, a lot more than Napa Valley. So wine tours, how much you like to have a couple drinks, but you have to drive home, or it's expensive for a taxi, or I don't know where to go. So someone found a need. Hey, hire me, I'll take you to 3 wineries and I'll do all the driving and take you home and live happily ever after. When we can help serve others and take that funk off of us and our own sadness away, we're not as depressed because we're helping someone else. Our needs are being met because money usually flows, or services, or some kind of trade that benefits us. And we're helping other people along the way. There's going to be another chaotic moment next year, another pandemic in the future, another time of uncertainty, as long as we live. But continue to live. You cannot now be sad and depressed and angry at the world. I'm angry about a lot of things too. But darn it, put that smile on and appreciate the things around us. The things around, sure, you might have family around you don't even like. But find something you love about them and let them know. Hey, I like the way you do your hair. We don't always get along, but you make the best biscuits in town. Whatever it is. Find out something. Hey, I struggle with things too, just like everybody else. But I became an entrepreneur. I have additional sources of income coming in. I'm able to help more people because of it. I live okay. Do I want more money? Of course I do. Do I want more time? Of course I do. Do I want to be able to travel around the world any given time or date with who I want to? Of course I do. And I will. And I have before we're staying home and wear a mask, and I will again. You can make that decision also. Don't wait on the stimulus check. Don't wait on the government to tell you how to feel, and don't let someone tell you you're sick and you need to be vaccinated. Are you kidding me? Come on. We have our own brains. We should be more relaxed in this world and not so worried about everything else. If you see something wrong going on, really wrong, come on, I mean, really wrong. Someone walking down the street without a mask, that's not really wrong. Someone doing a criminal activity, that's wrong. You and I are obligated to point that out. We have to. In our own communities, we see a neighbor breaking into someone's car, even if we know that person, it's not okay. It's never okay to do theft or damage to someone else's property. It's not. I understand the eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. You did me wrong, we get that. But if we give the respect to our authorities, to our policemen and women and the service members, and let them do their jobs and not get in the way and do what we're supposed to do the right thing, it usually falls into place. Usually things come together. Now there's a time you and I are going to have to step up and do what's right despite what's going on around us. But in the meantime, let the people that we hire to do those jobs do those jobs. It's not a perfect world we live in. We have bad people around us. We have a lot more good people around us. And we got some people, they don't even know if they're bad or good. Because sometimes when you turn someone in, you feel bad inside. Oh, no, I should have done that. That's my neighbor Mary's son. And 3 strikes you're out, whatever it is. But if you and I don't stand up for something, let people know, hey, knucklehead, I'm going to turn you in. I'm warning you, right? I'm going to turn you in because it's wrong what you're doing. You can be an entrepreneur legitimately, whatever, the correct way, being honest, doing the right things. You don't steal from others. You don't cheat others. You and I have to have integrity. When we have integrity and respect for other people, it's a little more peaceful in our own lives. Anyways, you're in the office with Joseph Skoda. I appreciate you. Do what's right. Find a way to relax. Have that nest egg put away. And please, 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 I beg you, don't rely on someone bailing you out or giving you a handout. We need that sometimes, but don't let that be your way of life. Please don't. You're setting a bad example for your own children and your neighbors around you. There's a time and place where we do need extra help, and we know there are people that need ongoing help. Totally get that. Illnesses, sickness, elderly, totally understand that. But the majority of us could do just something a little bit more. God bless you. God bless America. Make the world count. You need a coach or mentor or want to get out there and give your own story, josephskoda.com. You know how to find me. Have a great day. Bye. Hello, everyone. Hey, you're in the office with... Hello, everyone, once again. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. You know, I do a segment every week on Social Media Shows Network. It's called In the Office with Joseph Skoda. This may or may not be part of that, but I'm more interested in discussing, about sharing, about asking why we're comfortable in our comfort zones and we're afraid to get out of it. Now, you see this beautiful picture above me where this gentleman's walking up the stairs or up a path. I'm sure that's out of his comfort zone, stretching himself for the hope, probably a purpose, a desire to have something just a little bit more than the average person. And maybe his own family and friends, his own inner circle. Now, inner circle, that's a funny story we should discuss a little bit, because the 5 people closest to us resembles us. We are a product of that. If they're successful and moving places, we're going to be part of that. If they're mundane and staying still or stagnant, we're going to be a part of that also. And because it's comfortable, these are the people we hang out with. Could be family, friends, co-workers, neighbors, whatever it is. And every now and then, one of them will escape and find a way out of their comfort zone, of that mundane, or maybe not mundane. You may have had some great success, and then you plateau and say, hey, I'm good. My bills are paid. I have a roof over my head. I can eat and vacation just about any time I want to. And those are great goals and great desires. But often we'll hit that plateau and then we stop. The burning desire inside of us, we stop wanting more. And we don't have to have more riches, but more is sharing experiences. More is helping someone else accomplish their goals. More is just doing something different, learning a new hobby, a new skill, a new way to communicate and connect with other people. You know, obviously, we love our comfort zones because we feel safe. Totally understand that. If you're in your house, whether it's an apartment or a big house, it's yours. Renting, buying, whatever it is, it's yours and you feel safe. Maybe not every neighborhood around the world is really safe, but you're comfortable. You know what to expect. You know in most cases how your neighbors are. And sometimes we're so content and not realizing that we can get out of that funk and do something just a little different. You know, years ago, well, I fell into that funk. And many of you know I found myself in a homeless shelter. I was about a year, maybe 2 years after leaving that homeless shelter, I got involved in network marketing. And somewhere along the line, I was following a mover and shaker guy who was doing some great things. And he started this own company on the side, marketing and helping us brand ourselves. And believe it or not, if we all work on our brand more than our product or service, and we work more on ourselves, we're going to make the money. They had a mastermind resort, the very first mastermind resort. It was in Cancun, Mexico. And I spent my whole life savings, or at least what I had in the savings account at the time, going to this event. Changed my world, changed my mindset. I network and still friends with many of those people today, including the leaders of the company, of course. We often have to stretch, and that could be financially, that could be less sleep, that could be working longer hours, all of those different things. But we have to stretch and adjust and prioritize what's really important to us. If we want to do, if we want to achieve, we want to experience something different. Now, we often have to fall down a little bit, feel that pain and agony before the success comes. Nothing happens overnight. You hit the lottery, you could still be broke a year later. Take your time, but make consistent steps towards your own personal goals. I found out years after that mastermind group, I started making some decent money, then I plateaued. And I was comfortable and I was okay with where I was at. And over time, my team saw that and they became comfortable where they were at and content, and they stopped producing and stretching and growing. Now, a lot of us, we want our team to do all the work while we sit up here and say, come on, everybody, sell some more product, talk to more people, all those things. And of course, if we're doing those things, we're going to become successful, more so. But if we're leading from the front and doing those same things we're asking others to do, our success will grow quicker and our team will keep the energy and the momentum going so we can stretch and become better. Now, it was a couple of years ago, I hired a coach because, like I said, I could not quite figure out what's wrong with me. I have all these skill sets. I know how to do a lot of things. I have experience, but I really wasn't going anywhere. Maybe you can relate, spinning my wheels, they're going nowhere. You know, you can send 10 emails out a day and nothing's coming back because I forgot about my brand. I forgot about me. I forgot about my purpose, my vision, what I wanted, who I wanted to connect with. So I hired this coach and he helped get me out of my funk, back on track to what I had to do. And then later on, after taking these notes and after implementing, after putting into practice what I was learning, people have asked me to mentor and coach them because they saw I started going places again. And I never really thought about being a coach or trainer. Sure, I've done one-on-one and helped out small groups. But today, and thanks to the coach I have, but also Toastmasters that give me the confidence to speak anyways, I'm a coach. So feel free to reach out to me, see if I can help you get out of your funk and your plateau, and more importantly, get out of your comfort zone and grow and do something bigger and better than ever before. You hear that? That's my phone and I don't even know where it is. But that's not the point. Well, okay, there it is. But and that's that's a good point. When we have meetings with people, when we're discussing things of importance, when we're zooming or however it is, virtually or in person, Do we put away the distractions so we can focus? You heard my phone on, and sometimes it rings, but I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking. But it also brings that real aspect to everything where all of us have distractions and we don't even realize it. How many of us go to bed with the phone next to our bed? Some in the pillow in the bed with them. Or the TV has to be on before they go to sleep, or whatever. I encourage you to find a way to get out of the comfort zone. Sure, feel safe. Sure, you know what to expect in most cases. Sure, the majority of your needs are met. Stretch just a little bit more. There is a lot more out there if you take it seriously. While you're in the office with Joseph Skoda, and once again, I'm just asking you to try something new. We're almost halfway through this year. We've had this pandemic, which is still going on. We have chaos and uncertainty, which is still going on. We have a future. We don't know what's going to happen. It's our obligation to be prepared for that future. How do we do that? We change our mindset a little bit and stop thinking in that employee mentality rather than the manager, director, owner, CEO of you. Who are you? When you think differently, like, what is best for me and my family? Things start changing in here. You start thinking a little bit differently. You start networking and connecting with the right people. Sure, a lot of us love sports on the weekends or after work. Sure, a lot of us want to go to the local pub and put down one or two. Sure, and all that's good in moderation, but make sure you're doing what you have to do first. It's like telling the kids, you go outside and play after you do your homework. It should be the same for us adults. We go outside and play and have fun once we put into motion what we need to do to ensure our own success. Have yourself a great day. This is Joseph Skoda, Joseph Stephen Skoda III, G.I. Joe Skoda, Dr. Skoda, all these different titles I have. More importantly, I'm a father, I'm a lover, I'm a brother, I'm all these other things. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a coach. Who are you? And let's see if we can redefine or define even better the real you. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Reach out to me, josephskoda.com. Talk to you later. Have some fun. Bye. If you liked our show, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or find us on any social media platform, Instagram, of course, Facebook. Like, subscribe, share. We appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts and join our team. Anyways, we appreciate you staying tuned week after week, day after day, because we continuously build up our network to bring to you what you're asking for. Have a great day. Hello, everyone. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. A lot of you know I'm a GI, government official, whatever it is, GI, government issues, what they used to call it. But being a veteran, we live in a time of uncertainty. Of course we do. A little bit of uncertain about the fuel, the prices of fuel or the prices of food or paying our rent. And due to the pandemic, a lot of people have been unemployed or underemployed, and it caused a little stress, a lot of anxiety, and totally get it. Despite we know people are getting
welcome to Let's Talk World Exclusives. My name is Maria. So let's get to our first exclusive interview for what is developing leaders one at a time means.
Leadership role.
That you were actually doing a lot of things on the internet. What's your objective of doing these motivational speaking shows?
Why would someone go to you rather than me? And it's all about branding. It's all about telling our story. It's all about sharing with the world who we are. But here it said, if you give us $1,000, we'll teach you what we know. Why am I on Vimeo, not YouTube? I got kicked off YouTube. We often quit.
What literally happened on February 29, 2008?
So I drove to Ohio, where I'm from, with my wife, looking for work and still cannot find work.
If all world leaders were women, would there be wars? Hey, welcome to Let's Talk World Exclusives. My name is Maria. So let's get to our first exclusive interview for what is developing leaders one at a time means.
Leadership role.
That you were actually doing a lot of things on the internet. What's your objective of doing these motivational speaking shows?
Why would someone go to you rather than me? And it's all about branding. It's all about telling our story. It's all about sharing with the world who we are. But here it said, if you give us $1,000, we'll teach you what we know. Why am I on Vimeo, not YouTube? I got kicked off YouTube. We often quit.
What literally happened on February 29, 2008?
So I drove to Ohio, where I'm from, with my wife, looking for work and still cannot find work.
If all world leaders were women, would there be wars? Hey, welcome to Let's Talk World Exclusives. My name is Maria. So let's get to our first exclusive interview for what is developing leaders one at a time means.
Leadership role.
That you were actually doing a lot of things on the internet. What's your objective of doing these motivational speaking shows?
Why would someone go to you rather than me? And it's all about branding. It's all about telling our story. It's all about sharing with the world who we are. But here it said, if you give us $1,000, we'll teach you what we know. Why am I on Vimeo, not YouTube? I got kicked off YouTube. We often quit.
What literally happened on February 29, 2008?
So I drove to Ohio, where I'm from, with my wife, looking for work and still cannot find work.
If all world leaders were women, would there be wars?
Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you.